Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Kings NFL Week 15 must-see games. I am your host, Mean Gene, the Sports Machine, and I am joined by the one and only Denny Tat Sharma. Huh? You didn't think I was going to use that, huh?
You're going way back, Gene. Old school. I love it.
Hey, I know, man. Haven't used that in a long time. How you doing, my man?
Oh man, just crazy. It's the twitching hour or the twitching week for football. Every week is a must watch. I love it. I'm having fun. I can't wait. Every weekend I look forward to what's going to happen.
I know, Diddy. Week 15 coming up, man. We just wrapped up week 14, and good Lord, man. The season, look, we down in it's the stretch run now, man. December, the middle of December almost. We got just a couple more weeks of football left before we get into the playoffs here. So week 15 got underway, Thursday night football. So we'll recap that. The Atlanta Falcons, man, they went into Tampa, Raymond James Stadium, a place that I've been to a couple of times there. You know, our buddy Ronnie B lives in Tampa now. We should have known crazy things would happen in Tampa now that Ronnie B lives there, right?
Yeah, that was wild. I mean, what a comeback for the Falcons, and in our fantasy league, guess who I had on the bench?
Don't
Kyle
tell me you had
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts on the bench.
On the bench. Only
Kid.
only because I had to start Travis Kelsey. I thought he was gonna have a bounce back game. Kyle Pitts had a monster career game last night, scored 50 points in Yahoo, and I had him right on the bench. But hey, that's what these fantasy owners have to deal with from time to time and making those bad decisions, just like Tampa Bay did last night.
Well, a bad decision for me was drafting Kyle Pitts a couple of years ago when he was supposed to be this like the greatest thing since sliced bread, right?
Yeah,
And
first round draft pick.
leave it to Kirk Cousins to be able to find the most open guy and available guy last night as the Atlanta Falcons. They win 29-28. As you mentioned, Denny, Kyle Pitts had a huge night, 3 touchdowns, passes from Kirk Cousins, and Zane Gonzalez. He kicked a 43-yard field goal with seconds clicked off the clock to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. And look here, Denny, Baker Mayfield threw a crucial interception in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. That pretty much killed them. And Denny, look here, man. Todd Bowles, this guy went off in the post-game press conference. Me and you know something about post-game press conferences. We covered the Clippers back in the day. We've heard them all, man. We've heard some crazy stuff. I've heard Greg Popovich go off, but I don't think and some coaches you expect to hear things, but Todd Bowles has always been so calm and cool, soft spoken. Denny, do you mind if I can just kind of read what he said? Now, some of this stuff, even though, look, this YouTube channel is like 18 plus, but even there's some things that
That's
I just can't say. Okay, look, let me just read what he said. It's inexcusable, Bowles said post game. Don't make excuses. You gotta effing care where this shit hurts. You gotta effing care enough where this shit hurts. It's gotta effing mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your effing livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? You can't sugarcoat this shit. It was effing excusable. I'm like, is this Todd Bowles we listening to?
I heard it on the radio, and I'd say I heard it, but I you couldn't understand what he was saying because every other word was beep 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 beep. But that's yeah,
Oh,
that was putting a lot of blame on his players, and it's unfortunate. It makes for good TV and good radio to hear a
mhm.
coach go off like that, but it doesn't really do much for the locker room. I don't think it's going to motivate. It might motivate some, but I don't think it motivates the whole team because you just don't want to see your coach acting like that. And I mean, he might be right. All those things are right. Football is your life. If you really want to be the best, you got to sacrifice other parts of your life to be the best in your craft. And he just, I mean, we all didn't see that, right? The question of the day was, did the Falcons win or did the Buccaneers lose? The
Well,
story, well, they're both true, right? But the story
yeah,
is the Buccaneers lost. They lost the game.
they did, Denny. And let me tell you, and I know why. Look, Dustin Pfeiffer's Carolina Panthers are currently in first place in the NFC South as a result of that. And this is how critical that game was last night because Todd Bowles knew what was on the line. Apparently, the team did not. You do not. Look, the week before they lose a game to the Saints,
Yeah.
right? So I
Well,
mean, these are games you cannot lose if the Buccaneers have won the NFC South for the last 4 years in a row. They could make it, 5 in a row with this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. That was a big time loss last night.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors, but the highlights showed there was the fumble where it was four Buccaneers and one Falcon ends up getting the ball.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and then the sack on Kirk Cousins also loses the ball, surrounded by three or four Buccaneers, and guess who comes up with the ball? Kirk Cousins. I mean,
Mhm.
that's you can't teach that. That's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but that's just a lack of effort. So he's right. There's no heart. There's no this. There's no that. But at the end of the day, they're tied now going into, and they still play two more times against each other, the Panthers and the Bucks. So
Yeah,
there's
it's
still life.
This
Um,
still life, but look, and these are conference games. Look, you lose to the Saints, you lose to the Falcons, and look, these conference games. Then we know how these things go, man. It's just no different than the NFC East with Dallas and Philly, with Washington or the Giants. I mean, conference games take on a whole different meaning. And I don't know what the Buccaneers were thinking about. They're like, oh well, we lose in Week 14. We're at home now. We're on national TV. And I don't know, man. It could be what Sam White said a long time ago. You know what? We're losing because we got them damn feathers on our helmets.
hey, I don't
Last
know.
night they had them throwback uniforms on.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, man. I hated those colors stink. Give me the new uniforms that the Buccaneers wear. I hate when teams get cute on Thursday night. Those uniforms sucked. Okay, and I have nothing against feathers, but man, these are grown ass men out there playing football on Thursday nights. Don't have them coming out there looking like some cream puffs.
yeah. I mean, you want to sell some jerseys? Cool. Do retro night. Have put them out on Fanatics. But game time. Remember the Niners for one season they kept playing in the same old uniforms because they were winning. But when you lose, throw those damn things away.
Yeah, you gotta walk around with this crap on, right? Look, one thing, this is what I like about the Raiders, okay? Win or lose, the Raiders are gonna look mean as hell. They may
Yeah.
not look like they're gonna lose a game because the Raider fans are scary as hell and at least it's a different thing. But no, you can't convince me you're gonna win a game when you come out there with them damn feathers and some crazy colors that the Buccaneers had on last night. I would guarantee that the fans would agree with me, and I'm sure they was like, "Oh Lord, not these uniforms."
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, but no, it sucked, man, and it hurt. It hurt Buccaneers fans. So, but let's not take anything away from Raheem Morris and the Falcons because look, we mentioned on the show a couple of weeks ago. We even mentioned that we had CBSSports.com Brian DiArdo on Thursday night. Dustin wasn't on; he's on vacation. But we talked about Arthur Blank. He doesn't know what he's going to do with this Atlanta Falcons team. He might blow it up or he might bring everyone back. This has been a crazy year for the Falcons. Okay, we saw what happened with Michael Penix Jr. Kirk Cousins, he's there. He's got a lot of money that's owed to him. But look, Raheem Morris needed that game last night when Zane Gonzalez kicked that field goal. how often do you see a head coach get it? Well, I've seen Mike Tomlin do it. He got into the camera's face right after that field goal was made, and he got that win. He was very emotional about that. But I got to think that Raheem Morris is going to come back and get a second opportunity with the Falcons. What do you think?
Yeah, that's two sides, right? You have Coach Bowles over there is having a rated R post conference, but then Raheem Morris, who's probably won a lot of fans over, won some of that locker room over, especially with the team win last night. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. Cousins is going to be a lot of dead money possibly if they let him go, but and Penix ain't what he's turned out to be. But they still got all those weapons. You named all the weapons already to work around. You got to just get that line right. But I think that was definitely a win, a good win to add to his resume. Coming back from 14 in the fourth quarter. I mean, those are all things. And this late in the season, that's what everyone remembers, what you did for me lately, right? So
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance he comes back and so works with all the weapons. Those weapons it's prime time for Bijan, and that's without Drake London being there yesterday too. So
yeah. I mean, that was I mean, Darnell Mooney, some critical catches. The other wide receiver, I can't think of his name. The tight end. You got Tyler Algiers who backs up. Yeah, I mean, they really have a good team there. So
yeah,
I think I would like to see them come back. Denny, before we sort of pick our critical games to watch this week, which we usually pick 3, but man, we could make the case for 4. But let me just kind of give you the pulse of the NFL right now, Denny. Look, one of the main storylines in the NFL right now is that it's week 15. Not one single team has clinched a playoff spot. Is that just incredible?
I mean, that's what NFL wants. They want parity. They want everybody to be even keel, or everybody have a chance. And this is what it is. All those degenerates out there that are betting on over under wins and making the playoffs. I mean, at week 15, some of us would be counting our money already, right? But we can't because there's nothing been clinched yet. So, the next line you're probably going to say is all these teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that are in the running this year. I mean,
You know it. And that's with Denver on a 10-game winning streak. So with New England on a 10-game streak, they still haven't clinched, right? So
yeah,
it's crazy. So I'm going to run through these divisions real quick, and then we're going to get into our must-see games. Okay, starting with the AFC East. New England Patriots 11-2. They lead the AFC East after finishing last in the division last year. Okay, that's incredible stuff. AFC North, got the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-6. They lead the division after defeating Baltimore last week, 27-22, week 14. AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 9-4. They have won 4 consecutive games to take over first place in AFC South. They're leading the Houston Texans 8-5 and the Indianapolis Colts 8-5. Let's stop right there. The Indianapolis Colts, who have decided to bring back Phillip Rivers, a 44-year-old quarterback, Dennis Sharma, who has been coaching a high school football team. Denny, what the hell is going on?
Hey, that's one for the old guys. Maybe I should go try out again. But you forgot to mention one thing. That's Grandpa Phillip Rivers.
Oh, is he a grandfather?
He is a grandfather.
Oh, my goodness. Paw Rivers.
Paw Phillip coming back. There was a question. I thought it was hilarious. It just goes to show you, right? He's been sitting on the couch for 5 years.
I have to take my glasses off on this one.
I mean, Phillip Rivers probably has his glasses on too, but they asked him what his playing weight was right now, and he said, honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked at his scale in a while.
Yeah, so let's see if he passes his physical, because Ragnar with the Detroit Lions did not pass a physical, and he's in his 30s. Good luck. Denny, we can make fun of this, but look, I just talked with my cousin on the phone a couple of minutes ago before we got on the air here. This is dangerous, okay? We got the NFL has some of the best safeties, some of the best young talent. The college football players now are playing NFL style, football. Okay, this is dangerous. I don't know what it is that the Indianapolis Colts. I know what happened to Daniel Jones and the backup quarterback was devastating. But sometimes you just got to take your losses. Bringing in a former quarterback who was playing crappy ball, or if I can just use a word from Todd Bowles, shitty football when he went out. This is not the answer.
Yeah,
You're asking this guy. Look, you're in a division with the Houston Texans, who's got the best defense. Did you see what the Houston Texans did to the Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, do you want Phillip Rivers going up against the Houston Texans defense?
Well, he's going up against Seattle's defense, which isn't no powder puff team either. So I mean, he could be on the practice squad all week. He's 5 years on the couch, coming out to play against, like you said, young 20-year-olds that are top of this, are better, faster, stronger than when he was playing. I mean, there's got to be somebody else out there that can just go play a couple snaps. We don't need to see Grandpa Phillip come back.
This is ridiculous. It's crazy. And look, and he said, well, yeah, my high school team runs the same offense. Yeah, that's high school. You're not out there throwing the damn ball, Phillip. Like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. So, and Shane Steichen says, yeah, there's a chance he might actually play. If I'm on defense, I cannot wait for this guy to come out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just absurd.
What's just crazy is some of those kids, 20-year-olds that are going to be up against him might not even been born when he started playing.
I mean, it's just look, and Anthony Richardson, oh my goodness, they have all but just given up on this guy. Yeah, and I guess vice versa, he has given up on them. I mean, I think that relationship is over. You basically wasted a whole draft pick on this guy, but it's just sad times. Look, just go ahead and savage up the season as a loss. Look, the Texans and the Jaguars have earned, a playoff spot just because of their play over the last couple of weeks. And look, Daniel Jones was playing crappy ball over the last couple of weeks anyway. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I know that injury, man, I felt bad for the guy, but he was not playing good football.
Yeah, he started off in the MVP race probably the first 8 to 10 weeks. And then since then, things have changed right now. Yeah. Now we're talking about Drake May again, or we're talking about Matt Stafford. We're talking – I mean, that's why this is a long season. A lot can happen. And even the 4 weeks that we have left, a lot can still happen before the playoffs. So
I hated to see that happen to him. And then the backup, good Lord, I don't even know what happened to the backup, man. It happened so fast. But anyway, Denny, that's my rant on Phillip Rivers. But in the AFC West, the Broncos, 11-2, they lead the AFC West and have won 10 consecutive games. We mentioned that. Denny Sharma, I found a soundbite a couple of hours ago, and this was a August 14th show that we did. It was a preseason right here on YouTube, where me and Jacob Meadows, we picked the Denver Broncos to win the AFC West. We picked the Chargers to finish second, and we picked the Chiefs to finish third. And lo and behold, that's the way things stand right now through week 15. So give it up for the Sports Kings.
Yeah, there you go. Nice work.
Nice work. Okay, NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles, 8-5, currently lead the Dallas Cowboys 6-1 for first place in the division. Denny, as you wear the star right there, what's your take on this? I mean, would Philly they have dropped 3 straight? And I know you agree with the Philadelphia fans. You want to see Jalen Hurts replaced so the Dallas Cowboys can have a shot at this, right?
Well, there's the scenario, there's still a chance. 9% is still a chance. But I mean, legitimately, if the Eagles keep going the way they're going, if they lose 2 of the last 4 games and the Cowboys win out, they're right. They're right there, and it
Yeah,
comes down to the tiebreakers because they're 1-1 and lost one.
right,
So,
right, right.
I mean, when I see Cowboy Nation out and about, the first thing I say, they're like, "Oh my God, here, what happened to our Cowboys?" We had a good 3 game run there for a minute, so that was fun. But since then, we got a little humble pie on Thanksgiving. I mean, last week against the Lions.
Yeah,
So, you know, I mean, got the Vikings coming up. It's must watch. We still have hope, but we're not screaming. I'm not screaming playoffs right now, but I mean, anything can happen. That's why nobody's clinched, and that's why there's
that's
a
why
lot of time
nobody's
left.
clinched. You're right. So
A lot can happen.
a lot can happen. How about the NFC North, Denny? The Green Bay Packers 9-3-1, who actually tied with the Cowboys early on in the year. They lead the Chicago Bears 9-4 and the Detroit Lions 8-5 in the NFC North entering Week 15. Look, there is a possibility, Denny, that the Detroit Lions may not. I say again, may not make the playoffs.
Yeah, that high-powered offense we saw in the playoffs last year. Everybody, loves picking up some of those players on fantasy. Not making the playoffs, the Lions. I
That
mean,
would be unreal.
and then we're sitting here talking about Williams and the Bears, where I mean, last year I felt so bad for the guy. I thought it was gonna be another quarterback coming in right away. They weren't even gonna give him a chance to play, but he's really done a great job in just winning. It's not huge stats or anything like that, but he's been able to control the game, and much props to the Bears on where they are this year. Great job in that division.
Well, let's give some credit to Ben Johnson, man, because
Oh
look,
yeah.
you're seeing how a coach can make a difference in a player's career, and I can also go back and say that for Bo Nix and Sean Payton, because look, we mentioned this Wednesday on the prediction show. Bo Nix was one of the most experienced quarterbacks coming out of college that year he was drafted.
Hmm.
He just happened to end up with one of the most experienced coaches in the NFL. That probably wouldn't have worked with one of the new coaches, like one of the brand new coaches. It was a perfect match for Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Now we're seeing this with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, fortunate for him that he's not having to work with like several different coaches like Trevor Lawrence, right? Where it takes time for these guys. He's getting Ben Johnson to come in and look at this, man. This is crazy success right here for Caleb Williams. So although I do think that if for some reason, man, I just got this crazy feeling that the Green Bay Packers are going to the Super Bowl. I don't know what it is.
Mm.
I
Hot
just
take.
do. Yeah, I mean, I just do. I don't know. I see it, and we're going to talk about one of these matchups. This is one of our games of the week to watch with the matchup with the Broncos. So we'll talk about that in a minute. We talked about the NFC South already. The Panthers now first place because of Tampa Bay's loss last night. They're 7-6 in the NFC South. So, but like you said, they got. We'll find out who's going to win that division here in a couple of weeks. This is the division, man. This is the division of all divisions right now. The NFC West. The Los Angeles Rams are 10-3. The Seattle Seahawks are 10-3. And for some reason, despite all the injuries this team's had this year, the San Francisco 49ers are 9-4. And I think all three of these teams are going to make the playoffs, even though two matchups between the three teams remain this season. So we're going to see how things handle. But the NFC West is by far the best division in football, I think, this year.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was a few years ago when the NFC East had 3 teams going in. That was stacked teams, right? And so same
Mm-hmm.
thing you're seeing here is that they're beating up on everybody else, not so much on each other, beating up on anybody else. And they're all worthy of it, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
used to the Rams, the Seahawks, the Niners. I mean, all these guys get on a good run and get healthy and stay in the game. And it's going to be wild. I mean, they all deserve it too. It's a lot of fun to watch these high-powered offenses like the Rams.
It is, Denny. It is. So, Denny, you ready to pick out 3 games for the week?
Let's do it.
All right. I don't think you can argue with this one here. This is going to be a rematch of, actually, I think it was week 1. It kicked off the beginning of the season, right? And it's the Kansas City Chiefs will host the LA Chargers. I think they played week 1 in Sao Paulo, Brazil, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
here we go. This is a critical game. It's a must-see game for a lot of reasons. Because Denny, how many times have we said Chiefs got to win? If the Chiefs don't win, they will be eliminated from the playoffs. I think this is the one, Denny. At 6-7, they lost last week to the Texans, and the Chargers coming off a win. They beat Philly. Denny, I think this is really it. I think if the Chiefs lose this game at home, I think they will be out of the playoffs. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Somebody asked me, what the Chiefs are done, or they're in a pick'em league. Should we take the Chiefs? You take the Chargers, must win. Everybody's got a must win situation, as we talked about. But for the Chiefs, I don't think it's. I mean, yeah, they might even be less than 10% getting into the playoffs. It's not so much they're looking at the playoffs; they're looking at pride. They hear all the noise. They hear the media saying the dynasty's over, the Chiefs are done. Andy Reid's on its way out. We need to get Mahomes some more help. They hear all that. I think in their forefront is they're just looking for some respect and get that confidence back. They ended the game at that last play in the last week where who was it? The Noah finally caught a ball, but I mean Mahomes was 10 passes in a row with a drop ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's no confidence there. There was
I
no
know.
heart there, and that was sad. So if even if there's not a chance, even if there was zero chance of making a playoffs right now, I think the Chiefs are going to come out strong, looking for a confidence builder, something they can build off of. So I still think the Chiefs, and I think everybody else sees it too, because the reason why are the Chiefs still favored against 9-4 Chargers? But they are. They're playing at home. But I think Mahomes is not going to call this one in. He's ready. He's ready to show the world that they're not dead and they're not over yet. And then he's still got all that fire. I mean, everybody's back, but the chemistry is gone. The
Yeah.
heart is gone. All that stuff
Yeah.
is gone.
Yeah.
But
And look, and Justin Herbert, even though they beat the Eagles, I mean, he played hurt for the entire duration of this game. And they beat the Chiefs 27-21 in Brazil. I mean, look, Chargers win, Chiefs are done.
yes, agreed.
They would be done. They're not going to win the AFC West.
No.
So that's already going to be a change. They won that division, 9 straight times, 7 or 8, 9 straight times. So that streak is going to break. But man, this could be one hell of a way to go out. They still would almost have to win out, I think, to even get to the playoffs. I mean, depending on what the rest of the AFC looks like, depending on how things, the AFC South is pretty much going to decide. They lost to Houston, so that's going to, that might factor in. Only one team's coming out of the AFC North, so we'll see. I don't think 3 teams are coming out of the AFC West, though. I just don't see it, Denny.
No.
Unless, I just don't see it. So we'll see. But I think they do win at home against the Chargers, though. Another game, Denny, the Detroit Lions, they will be at SoFi. You know what? It seems like the NFL is really trying to get the most out of Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford, right? So here we go again with it ain't so much Lions versus Rams, it's Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford. But this time it counts, man. The Lions, if they don't win this game, the Lions could really be officially eliminated, I think. I just,
Yeah.
because the Bears are, it's just in the NFL is wins and losses, right? So the Lions have themselves in a serious situation here. I don't know if the Rams are going to just let them come in there and win. So this could be an elimination game.
Well, it's not a whole lot of home field advantage when it comes to SoFi anyway. So I don't think it's so much the home turf with the Rams versus Rams playing at home. But you're right. The Lions 8-5. Most other seasons you'd be sitting pretty, and you got a playoff spot, and just got to take care of business, control your own destiny. But you're right. I think the Lions still need some help, even if they win a couple more games. Even a 10-win season they might still be looking on the outside coming
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
but they have these two high-powered offenses. That's exactly what they are. They both scored 40-plus points last week. It's Stafford versus Golf again, but their supporting casts are on fire. I mean, Devontae Adams having a career year,
Yeah, yeah.
looking like he used to play, like he used to be back in the Packer days. And then Puka, has his games, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs on the
Hmm.
Lions side with St. Brown. You got Jameson Williams. I mean, there's a lot of fantasy points on this game and
Oh,
watching
who
these
are
two
you
play.
telling? Who
So
you telling?
yeah, so
Too
this
bad I'm not much of a factor in fantasy football. Not in our league, anyway. Oh yeah, and by the way, Danny Sharman's in first place in the Sports Kings fantasy league.
That's why I keep bringing up the fantasy league just to throw that one in there. But no, this is definitely a must watch. There's a lot of behind this, the history behind the teams, but
Mhm.
a must win for the Lions. Rams are looking good, but to watch these, it's just fun to watch these two, and they're going to be playing in
It is.
SoFi. No weather conditions, no problems there, so
Yeah,
it
nothing
should be
there.
fun. But I think the Lions are feeling pretty good about beating the Cowboys last week, putting 44 on them. So I think the Lions might pull this one out, which is kind of an upset. The Rams are favored by 6 at home,
Ooh,
and
you going with the Lions?
I think the Lions are going to make a run
Oh
where you keep
wow.
saying they're on the outside looking in. This will give them a good shot of being on the inside and maybe getting that 6 or 7 spot in the playoffs.
They need it. They definitely need it because I think if they lose, they are out. So who knows what they backs up against the wall? They might put it out. They certainly do have the firepower. All right, this next game here. Look, it was a toss up, Denny, because it's look, Bills at Patriots, Packers at Broncos. I thought maybe Bills at Patriots would be the third game because uh, Patriots beat the Bills in Buffalo. And I still think the Patriots are going to win the division, but who knows? Uh, this one is at Foxborough. Buffalo, I mean, who knew that a team that finished last place in the division, you bring in Mike Vrabel, man, what a turnaround. What a turnaround for this Patriots team. Mike Vrabel has come in there and just his leadership is just they don't have the best personnel in football on this team. Drake May, who is a quarterback that people have said that, man, this guy, watch out for Drake May. He's going to be good. We didn't see much of that with Jared Mayo because he didn't get much of an opportunity there. And I admit it, he was just not the right guy. I think he would have been a better defensive coordinator under Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was a good coach at Tennessee. I can't understand why they fired him. But look at this now. Buffalo, I think at one time Buffalo looked like they were going to be on the outside looking in, but I think they're okay now. This is going to be a good matchup.
Well, yeah, who would have thought that the Bills Patriots would have been, and this late in the season would have been a must watch game? But
Yeah,
you're
I
right,
know.
all those things about the Patriots, but then we talked about the coach and the quarterback. This is another great partnership and a great fit for Drake May, and Coach
Yeah,
Grable
yeah,
over
yeah.
there because
Absolutely.
of everything you just said. So I mean, it's definitely fun to watch a young quarterback get in his groove. And the Patriots, I mean, when the 11-2 10-game win streak, those are
Wow.
always must watch.
Unreal.
But Josh Allen, you can't forget about Josh Allen over there and James Cook. Josh Allen carried, what was it, a couple weeks ago, 6 touchdowns in one game, 3 rushing, 3 passing, or something crazy like that.
Hmm.
James Cook is a touchdown machine. For them to come back and win last week, yeah, it was the Bengals, but for them to come back and win last week, I mean, they're riding high too. That's what makes this even more exciting to watch. Another high-powered offense like Buffalo come into New England, who's riding a 10-game win. Can you
Hmm.
imagine we'd ever say the Patriots and the Broncos are going to both have 10-game win streaks towards the end of the season. I mean, it's wild.
It's unbelievable. And then the other game I kind of threw in there as an honorable mention game to watch is Packers at Broncos, because this is a rematch of Super Bowl 32. It was the first Super Bowl that John Elway won. And this could be a rematch of Super Bowl 60. How about that, right? Both of these teams are. I just said I feel like the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. Last week, the Patriots were the number one seed overall in the AFC. Now that has changed. The Broncos have the number one seed overall in the AFC. So who knows, man? If the NFC could, the AFC could go through Mile High. So this is, I think, is worth mentioning, another game to watch. And mind you, what's really crazy about Sunday afternoon is that Rams, Lions, Bills, Patriots, Packers, Broncos are all afternoon games, late games.
Well, I don't know where the flex came in. I'll be flexing on my own team because Cowboys and Vikings, yeah, that's a must watch for me or Cowboy Nation and America's team. But you got those three big games. I would have flexed one of those games into Sunday night.
Yeah, I know. The Chiefs Chargers is an early game, but those other games the other three games are late games. So good luck. The red zone. This is where the red zone comes in. It's going to be fun watching those three games on the red zone, because I think the Sunday night game. Well, yeah, Cowboys got the Sunday night game with the Vikings, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's well, you want your team to have the Sunday night game, right, Denny? So
Yeah, but like you say, I mean, these are huge implications to
that's
playoff
true. That's
seedings
true.
and divisions and win streaks.
Yeah, especially Lions Rams. You're right. That definitely should have been flexed to a Sunday night game. All right, Denny.
With all you fantasy players and leagues out there, the ones that have multiple, more than 12 or 14 team leagues, this is your first week of the playoffs. So we have some leagues, if you're in a six team playoff with two top two getting the buys, this is playoff time next week. So the ones that our league, it's only a 10 or a 12, you only have 4 teams going. Playoffs start next week. So this week would be your get in or go home.
Yeah,
win or die playoff run in fantasy. So keep your benches loaded and ready to go if anybody gets hurt.
Hopefully you're in a good fantasy league, not the ones that go all the way, to week 18. That sucks.
No.
Yeah, when you're having to start like the 5th string, yeah. Good luck with those. All right, Denny, man, we're gonna wrap this up. Always fun having you on, man, and good luck, and good luck with the fantasy football here. Who you going up against this week anyway?
This week I think it's Big James.
You've been holding first place now for like damn near for all for almost 10 weeks in a row. Your damn self,
hey,
right?
Don't jinx me. I just left Kyle Pitts on the bench, so that might come back.
That might be the start of it. All right, man. We'll see you back here next week, folks. Enjoy your week. We'll see you back here next week on our NFL Week 16 must-see games. We're out of here.
All right, Gene.
All righty.